Hello and welcome to the Analystix Histogram Builder tutorial. In this tutorial, I will show you how to use the Histogram Builder tool, which is part of the Analystix Tools Excel add-ins package. You will learn how to select data, specify the histogram parameters, and export the histogram back to the spreadsheet. The first thing you're gonna do is select the data you wish to manipulate. You can select one row or multiple rows. The histogram builder will only use all the numerical data found in the selected range. For instance, here we have the gross profit margins data of the footwear industry, and as I select the whole range, the histogram builder will only use the gross profit margin numbers. Once you've selected your data, select add-ins and click the histogram builder icon on the toolbar. This will open the histogram builder tool. You can see the selected range appears in the range field. Now it's time to view the characteristics of the data in order to specify the parameters of the histogram. Click on the Show Descriptive Statistics button and you will see the sample size, the average, median, and ratio of standard deviation to average. Next, you can see the distribution of the data to the left and right of the average. The ratio of samples beyond 1 and 2 standard deviations from the average of each side. You can compare this to the characteristics of a normal distribution shown on the right. An additional item of data, which will help you specify the histogram parameters, is the exact sample in the outmost left and right 5% range of the data sample. You can use those numbers as the borders of the left and right edges of the histogram by clicking the Use 5% Borders button. Another way to determine the borders is to specify the total percentage of samples in the edges in this field. I will input 10% and then click on Calculate. The left and right borders will appear and you can use them by clicking on the Use button here. Now, let's specify the histogram parameters. You can manually enter the first bin end and the last bin start borders, or use the borders I just mentioned. I will use the 5% borders. Next, input the number of bins. 10 is the default. Click on Create and you will see the specification of the histogram. For each bin, you can see its range, where it begins and where it ends, and the ratio of samples in this bin. For example, we can see that 10.8% of the samples are in the range of a gross profit margin of 15.8% to 21.7%. The data arranger distributes the bins evenly, but you can change the bin specifications. Change the from and to inputs of the desired bin, and accordingly the bins before and after. For example, I will change the range of the second bin to start at 13% by changing its from input and the to input of the bin before it. Now click on the Update button and a new histogram specification will appear. Now that we have the histogram specifications, all that's left to do is select the output. In any case, the histogram builder will export the specifications of the data, similar to the table we created. So we need to specify the output range. Click on the first output cell field and select the cell on the spreadsheet. Now return to the histogram builder window. The cell you've selected will appear in the field. If you want, you can also output a bar or a line chart. I will select a bar chart. You can also output the average of each bin by checking Distribution Data Statistics. And you can arrange the whole data sample according to its bins by checking Input Data Arrangement, which I will do. Now, click on the Create Output button. It's worth mentioning that if any of the cells needed for the output are not empty, the histogram builder will prompt you that you're about to overwrite existing data. You can see that the top 2 rows of the output specify the bin's ranges and the ratio of samples in each bin. just like the histogram specifications data table. Since we've selected a bar chart, the histogram builder has used those rows as the input to the bar chart. Also, after the histogram specifications, we can see all the data arranged by its bins. It is interesting to see that although the average gross profit margin in our sample is 35%, only 12% of the companies are actually close to that number. This has been the Histogram Builder tutorial. Thank you for watching. For more information, visit the Analystix website.